Access Hollywood video in 2005. Many of your fellow Republican governors went further and withdrew their support completely from the Republican nominee. Why didn't you?
Well, let me first say, when my parents moved me to Jamestown, my family, my brothers and sisters, Jamestown, North Carolina, my first day in Mrs. Lotman's class, I didn't say yes, ma'am to the teacher. And they washed my mouth out with soap. For something so minor but so important in showing respect to our teachers. Sometimes when I see the presidential candidate, Mr. Trump, he needs to have his mouth washed out with soap. And so does Mrs. Clinton, because teachers always said, don't tell a lie. And she lies an awful lot about the emails, about Benghazi, about other factors, and maybe she needs to look at a bar of soap next time she doesn't tell the truth. So we've got some character issues among the two presidential candidates, but I'm voting for the candidates that best represent my viewpoints now, even though I disagree with their character traits on issues like immigration, on issues like Obamacare is a total disaster, something that the Attorney General continues to praise is Obamacare. It's a disaster if you're a middle-class individual.
Thank you. Mr. Cooper, 60.
It's hard to believe that Governor McCrory continues to support a presidential candidate who condones sexual assault, who has admitted that he has done that, who has continued to demean women. Governor McCrory, this is the first time that I've heard you even speak up at all about Donald Trump. You've gone to his rallies. You've made jokes about House Bill 2 on stage. When a Gold Star family was demeaned by Donald Trump, you didn't say anything. When women were demeaned by Donald Trump, you didn't say anything. Governor McCrory and Donald Trump are a lot alike. They both have trouble with the facts, and they both engage in divisive rhetoric. It's not good for our state, not good for our country.
30 seconds.
I don't know where that divisive rhetoric comes from. Sadly, we have to make some difficult decisions. You obviously, back when you were in your first years as Attorney General and a state senator, had to make some difficult decisions to vote for Bill Clinton. I'm sure you were uneasy about many of the things Bill Clinton did, but you had to make a choice and balance those character traits. I have to do the same thing, and it's a sad commentary that we've both had to make those decisions.
30 seconds, Mr. Cooper.
Listen, Donald Trump is bad for our country, and Governor McCrory continues to go across the state and attend his rallies and continues to support him. I think that's wrong. I would call on him today to withdraw his support from Donald Trump, considering this type of language that's so demeaning to women and actually says that he has committed crimes. Governor McCrory still supports him. That's wrong.
I got a quick 30-second follow, Mr. Cooper. As you know, majority of North Carolinians do not think Hillary Clinton is honest and trustworthy. Do you?
I think she is much more trustworthy than Donald Trump, and I believe that the Secretary will help to keep our country more safe and more secure, and she certainly is not going to be a dangerous president like Donald Trump, who Governor McCrory supports.
In 30 seconds on this, on Donald Trump. Is he a role model for kids?
Not as vulgar, verbal outburst. I don't like the personal attacks. I hate it.
Any part of him make him a role model?
I think what makes him a role model is where he does stand strong on certain issues that need to be said, especially from outside Washington, D.C. The Syrian refugee situation is a disaster. I personally talked to the FBI, one of the top leaders of the FBI, and they kind of laughed when they said they're checking the backgrounds of the Syrian refugees. No, they aren't. There's no embassy to check. There's no qualification. So when Hillary Clinton says they're doing a venting process of these Syrian refugees come into our state, the FBI is not even